What's up everybody, and this is Danny, and today I'm going to be looking at the HTC One developers unit. And there was a little minor shipping delay, but it is here now, so I'm going to unbox it and I'm going to go over some of the specs and comparison to the other flagships of today. So let's take a look right now. So here is the developer's edition of the HTC One, and as you can see right here, there's no carrier branding or anything around this device. Some of you will be wondering what's the difference between this and the carrier branded devices. Well, this device is still powered by the powerful 1.7 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon 600 processor with the 320 Adreno graphics. It comes with the ultra-pixel camera still, and it comes with all the good connectivity, which is compatible with AT&T's LTE and T-Mobile's LTE, but it does not have HSPA Plus for T-Mobile. This unit comes stacked with 64 gigabytes of built-in internal storage and is available for $649 off of the HTC website. And you can see right here it says the developer edition. Now, what's the big deal about this device? Well, first of all, there's no carrier bloat whatsoever, but this comes completely GSM unlocked with the bootloader unlockable, and it comes with all the LTE bands in the United States. It also has T-Mobile LTE, but once again does not have HSPA Plus support for T-Mobile. Now, this is going to be great for people that want to flash custom ROMs and try out new kernels and things like that. So the developer edition will always be able to do this. Now, it has been rumored that the AT&T version will have the bootloader locked again afterwards, but it seems to be working just fine according to the forums and other versions as well. But this version will always have the bootloader unlockable, so that is the greatest thing. And there is no waiting for a carrier to approve your update. As soon as an update is released for the HTC One, this version should be able to get it right away, and it should be the first to get updates very, very quickly. Now, that being said, let's take a look at what's inside the box. And this box is very similar to the international version and should pack exactly the same thing. So here is some kind of white sticker. It just says HTC all over them. I have no idea what that is. So if you know what that is, then leave a comment in the comments below. There are some warranty stickers right there. And here is a SIM ejector tool that comes with all the new HTC phones lately. And here is how to take out the SIM tray. And there is a contact us. And here is a book of different accessories you can buy for the HTC One and two cool HTC stickers. The standard wall charger, the micro USB to USB connectivity cord, and it comes with some headphones as well, which is very cool. And this comes in a cool cornstarch bag, which is eco-friendly. And if you take them apart, you can see that it comes with some cool red color headphones, and I'm going to be testing these out. I heard they were actually pretty good. So here is the HTC One right out of the box, and let's go ahead and take this out of the plastic. And you can see it being dominated by that 4.7 inch 1080p display, and it has the highest pixel density right now of any phone. So that is amazing, and I can't wait to turn this on. But I can see right here that there is a little bit of overlap on that metal, and I know people have been having some build issues with the HTC One, but it is very, very minor. But let's take a look around the rest of the device here, and I really don't see any other problems with it at all. But I know people have been complaining about it, and there is a little bit of an issue right here, but it's not that bad whatsoever. I would definitely not let that hinder you in buying this phone, for this is probably the most beautiful device that I've ever picked up. And I have used numerous amounts of phones, and definitely this is the best that I've picked up so far. But there goes those boom sound speakers going off, and they are very loud just on that chime right there. And you can see that the earpiece above and the speaker on the bottom. They are front-facing speakers, so it's going to be very loud, and they coined that as boom sound, and I can't wait to check that out. But just on that, it seems very, very loud. And here is a live boot. I'm not going to speed this up or anything. That was a very quick boot, and as you can see that there is no kind of carrier splash or anything on that, and unlocking it brings you right to a welcome screen. So without further ado, let's go ahead and put a SIM card in. And as I was saying before, this is compatible with LTE on the AT&T network, and it also falls back on HSPA Plus on the AT&T network, but it does not have support for T-Mobile's HSPA Plus network, which I don't get. I don't know why in a developer's version they would not include those bands, but upon putting in the SIM tray, you can see that it asks for different carriers. This is different from what your carrier one would be, and I'm sure this could be used for prepaid, no problem. But you just pick AT&T since I have an AT&T SIM card here, and it just asks you to set your phone up. And you can restore, transfer, or import content, but I'm just going to go ahead and set up from scratch. And I guess you can go ahead and do this on your computer as well if you wanted to. Looks like you have a choice of a ridiculous amount of accounts that you can sync with. As you can see here, social to HTC to Gmail. And Dropbox, you get 25 gigs free with this device. And of course, I will help make HTC better here. And yeah, I guess with Google Location, we can do this. And HTC Backup, where I guess it will back up all of your stuff daily with Wi-Fi, but I think this works with Dropbox. And you get to name your phone, and it's finishing setup, and here we go. So right away, it's going to take you straight into Blink Feed, but you can get rid of that or not get rid of it, but not make it your home screen. So if you go into this menu here, you can see that if you hold it down, it'll say set as home. So you can make it a more familiar Android experience by when you're hitting home now, it'll take you to that as your home screen. And if you swipe to the left, that will take you to Blink Feed. So don't freak out, people, about Blink Feed, because I don't think it's that big of a deal. And you really don't have to even refresh it unless you pull it down. So I'll show you that in my full review. No software updates. This is the most up-to-date software on here. And here is the baseband version and build number. I think the build number is a little bit different than the AT&T version currently right now. So without problems, LTE is working perfectly on the AT&T SIM card, but I just had to try it out just in case. I know the bands were not listed on the box itself and the specifications, and it is true. I just popped in a T-Mobile SIM card that I use on my Nexus 4, and it is just pulling down Edge. So no HSPA Plus here, and I don't have LTE in my area for T-Mobile, so I could not test that out. But you can see in the forefront that this is HTC Sense 5, and gone is the Sense 4 and 4 Plus. And you can see here that there's really no carrier bloating here. So not a lot of apps here, which I really enjoy, and I love that. And that's the best thing about having this developer version. None of that mess is just going to be what HTC kind of intended to be on here. And here's a weird placement of the capacitive buttons, but I wish that this HTC button was the home button. And I hope XDA figures this out soon, for they think that it's going to be possible through a custom kernel later on. So I hope that they're able to make that happen, because I know everybody wishes that they could use that HTC button as a home button. And for a multitasking button, that'd be pretty cool. So talking about this screen, it is an incredible screen from what I'm looking at. It's just, the viewing angles are great. I know it's not translating to camera well, but this is probably one of the nicest screens I've ever seen. And it's a perfect size at 4.7. And I didn't realize how big these 5 and 5.5 inch screens are until I go back to a device like this. And the color replication is fantastic. So more on the screen on my full review. But you can see that the bottom speaker here is all machine drilled. It looks fantastic. You can see the chamfered edges there, the micro USB on the bottom with a microphone. And remember, it doubles as one of 2 front firing speakers. And I just wanted to show you a little bit about this build quality. If you really look at that plastic really closely under macro, you can see that it is not machined perfectly. It's kind of rough, and that metal actually protrudes a little bit. If you were to run your finger through there, you can feel it for sure. Most people would not even notice. But you can see right here real close to the volume rocker switches, you can see a little bit of rough plastic edges there, but the amount of detail that has gone into this device is insane. And you can see the circular pattern on the volume rocker switches here, and you can see that the front facing camera here, which is HD and wide angle, to the 3.5mm headphone jack, the machine drilled speakers here, again with the beveled edges. It just looks so good that it's incredible looking, and you just really have to see one in person. And I'm sorry if I'm sounding really excited, because this is one of the best built devices that I've seen. And the power button also doubles as an IR blaster to control your TV and your cable box. And it also comes with a 4 megapixel or 4 ultra pixel camera with LED flash, and it's really controversial, but I will make a separate video on that. And if you were wondering what those white lines were, that is the zero gap design where all of your radios reside, and that is amazing on build quality back there. And to the HTC logo, to the metal materials, to the glass screen, HTC has a hit on their hands, and design element wise, I think this is the top-notch phone of 2013. Of course, you can't get an HTC phone without Beats audio, and that is going to help with boom sound to give you the best experience you can get on a smartphone today. So just signing in with the keyboard here on Sense 5, it's really good. So I'll definitely go further into that in the full review. So this is what I do a lot, and I want to test out boom sound, and I want to test out this beautiful screen. Oh, look at here. I mean, you got a Galaxy S4 commercial on a HTC unboxing. That's pretty ironic. But right here, let's take a look at my Find 5 review. And man, this video looks gorgeous on the screen. Unbelievable screen here. And let's take a listen to this boom sound. Is $569. It has no SD card slot. Sorry guys, but it comes with a unlocked pentaband radio, and it comes with a steel frame construction. Wow, these speakers are loud and very full. They even have some bass to them as well. So definitely the best speakers I've heard on a mobile device, period. So let's do some comparisons. This is the comparison versus the Nexus 4, and it definitely makes the Nexus 4 look like the fat kid on the block. And here is the HTC First, and of course it is thinner than the HTC First, so no surprise there whatsoever. So this is a good comparison. This is the Sony Xperia Z, and next to the HTC One, you can see that they're two different devices for sure, but look at how wide the Sony Xperia Z is here compared to the HTC One. And of course, there are two different screen sizes, but you can see here that the thickness is about the same, but since the one is curved on the bottom, it definitely makes it look thinner, but they're about the same on the side profile. But two different materials for sure, but this is a good comparison, for they're both made of premium materials, just a different outlook on the two devices, but I definitely prefer the one. But here is a really good matchup here. For the Oppo Find 5 is probably one of the best built devices that I've held also in 2013. And you can see here that they're both about the same thickness as well. And they are probably the two top built phones right now. But the Oppo has a 5-inch screen, but look at how close they are on profile. They're pretty much the same. So that is very impressive for the HTC One. So let's just have a little fun here and bring in my iPhone 4, which I've custom made into a yellow version here. And man, does that iPhone 4 look thick and chunky. It just makes it look terrible. Very thick in comparison to the HTC One. So I am so excited to test this phone out. I can't wait to put it through its paces. But I want to ask you guys, what do you want to see in the full review? A lot of the large tech reviewers have already gone over this, so let me know what you want to see Follow me on Twitter at superscientific. Go ahead and hit me up and let me know what you want to see in the full review, and I will do my best to give you the best and honest review on the HTC One. Thank you for watching.